AutoPar helps you see the ideal number of products differently. You define the days worth of inventory you want on hand. The system calculates the number that represents based on the average pick volume over the last 30 days. As all your markets and machines consume more products, like lemonade in the summertime, the number automatically increases or goes down, like with ice cream in the winter. Our recommended best practice is to set your AutoPar days based on how often that product is delivered, plus a margin based on the order fill rate. We assume business days, not calendar days, so 5 days in a week. For example, if Zapp's Voodoo chips are delivered every 2 weeks with an order fill rate of 80%, we'd suggest setting AutoPar as 12 days. 10 days because it's delivered every other week, plus 20% or 2 extra days to compensate for the order fill rate. You can always use your own logic for determining the right operating stock level of each product. AutoPar is your first superpower. It automatically determines the quantity of each product, which changes with your average pick volume over the last 30 days, based on the number of days worth of inventory you want on hand.
Recently, I talked to a warehouse manager and asked him how he plans his purchase orders for vendors. The first thing he does is walk the warehouse to determine which products are running low. He counts how many of these products that he has on hand currently. Then he goes back to his desk and runs a report in Lightspeed called Total Picks by Zone. This gives him an estimate of average products picked per day. He uses this estimate average pick per day and multiplies it by the amount of days until his next delivery. He then compares this amount to how much he has on hand, so that way he knows an estimate of how much to order. Were you counting? If you weren't, that was 6 steps, and that's even before he enters anything into the vendor portal. This process works because he is experienced, knowledgeable, and resourceful. However, this takes a lot of time, and it would take a lot of time to train somebody else to do it. To help the warehouse manager eliminate most of these steps, train somebody else to accurately place purchase orders, and increase the speed of purchasing these orders, we introduced Gimme's first superpower, AutoPar. The first thing the warehouse manager does is set up AutoPar for his products before he creates the purchase order. He let me know that Vistar arrives typically on Mondays and Wednesdays, so there's about 2 to 3 days between deliveries. He's going to set up AutoPar for one of the most popular products, Lay's barbecue chips. As a best practice, he checks the order fill rate percentage for each product to inform him if he should increase the days set in AutoPar. From the warehouse page, he searches for Lay's barbecue and selects the product. On the new product detail page, he notices the order fill rate is 72%. Since Vistar arrives every 2 to 3 days and he wants to account for the vendor shortage by about 30%, he sets Lay's Barbecue's AutoPar to 4 days. Now he can trust that Gimme will aim to have at least 4 days worth of estimated picks for Lay's Barbecue on hand in the warehouse. AutoPar is product specific, so although he set Lay's Barbecue to 4 days, he can adjust the day set for every product based on how many days worth of picks he wants to have on hand. He's grateful he doesn't have to set the min and max levels for every product in the warehouse and having to update these manually again over time. The only time AutoPar needs to be manually adjusted is if the vendor frequency rate changes, order fill rate changes, or if for some reason you want to keep more product on hand. It's up to you. The intuition of the warehouse manager is directly injected into Gimme by setting up AutoPar for all of the products.